If you saw our last video on Star Wars, you're probably able to guess what our first mini-sode topic is going to be.
And if you haven't watched the Star Wars episode yet, you will go and watch it now.
I will go and watch it now. Anyway, big worlds with big galaxies need big ideas, especially when it comes to our first mini-sode topic, aliens.
So first thought. If aliens are coming here and we're not going to them, that means they are probably more intelligent than we are, at least when it comes to their technology.
And, by the same token, if we are going to them, then we can give our aliens a little bit more leeway in terms of their technological intellect.
This doesn't quite apply to Star Wars, since aliens are so integrated in that world. But it does apply to pretty much any other world that features aliens, because the aliens are usually visiting us, or we're visiting the aliens.
War of the Worlds and District 9 both need the alien species to be technologically intelligent to make that story function. Otherwise, how did they get here in the first place? A world with a multitude of aliens, like in Star Trek or Star Wars, can allow for greater intellectual diversity.
But that being said, it's important to remember a second big idea.
Intelligent aliens can vary in complexity, but odds are they have some kind of culture, and they are a separate species. They need to be somehow differentiated from humans.
Now, this doesn't mean that they need to look physically different, but if they look like a human, and they're talking like a human, and they're acting like a human, but they're saying that they're an alien, you kind of have a problem. You see this a lot in something like Ananatsu, or Old Trek, or Doctor Who. If you have an alien, they have to be actually alien.
Animals on Earth have their own social cues and behaviors that humans still don't understand. And if we don't understand all of the animal behaviors on our own planet, how can we expect to understand the behaviors of another? And how can they expect to understand us?
Star Wars may not be perfect in its treatment of aliens, but it does a good job of this when we actually do get to experience an alien culture rather than just see a brief glimpse. There are obvious cultural boundaries and signs that the different species don't operate in the same way socially, politically, and culturally. Also, it's rare that they understand each other on first sight.
And that's a good thing, considering our final thought.
How integrated aliens are into your world affects how much they'll change the perspective of the humans around them, assuming that your world has humans.
It would have been easy for Star Wars to have no cultural boundaries at all, since it's generally accepted in the galaxy that alien life forms not only exist, but are to be acknowledged and respected as equal or greater than humanity. There's a key difference in this kind of world and the world of, say, an alien invasion. Usually Earth with a twist, or humans searching for a life story like Interstellar.
In these stories, where the existence of intelligent life isn't a given, the knowledge of life outside of humanity needs to carry weight for the humans experiencing it. Having a human come across an alien without questions or a change in their worldview when aliens aren't accepted is a recipe for audience disbelief. And the last thing you want to do is alienate your audience. So with that in mind, here are some do's and don'ts.
Do. Treat your aliens like an actual species. We have so many different languages and social customs and ways of life here on Earth, and we're all just one human race. Aliens should be no different, unless there's a point you're trying to make by making them homogenous.
Don't. Use the aliens just to showcase how great humanity is. Having the aliens come here, or having us go into the galaxy, find aliens, but then discover that we are still top dog, gets old really, really fast. Not to mention it raises the question of probability of such a thing actually happening.
Don't put aliens in your story just as some kind of one-dimensional sidekick or as extra visual variety. They're probably a bit more complex than that. And if they're not, what are they doing there?
Do integrate your aliens with your story. What kind of story are you telling, and why are there aliens in your story at all? How integrated the aliens are in your world will naturally raise questions not just about the world itself, but about your characters and how they view themselves. Remember, they live here!
People are going to react to aliens the same way they would anything else that's new and strange in the world, with intellect, curiosity, and complexity. Thank you everybody for watching our very first mini-sode. There's 2 more to come after this one, and then there's gonna be vlogs in between so we can release something every week.
Yeah, we're really excited about it, and to make sure you don't miss anything, you better hit that subscribe button.
Or follow us on social media.
Or do both, because
why not both?
Why not both? But until next time, stay curious.
And stay creative.